Hello, everybody. How we doing today on this wonderful Tuesday morning at my position in the solar cycle? Welcome in, friends. It is so good to see you all. Karazes, congratulations on your first. Welcome in, Nektos, Prodigal Son, Karazes, Cubus. So good to see you all. Welcome in, my friends. I hope you're doing very, very well. Today, on this lovely morning, we're going to be checking out Strychnine, which you can find right here. The developers reached out to me asking for me to check out the game demo. It's not unbeatable. I thought that's the rhythm game going around. Wait. It's not unbeatable, huh? I thought that's the rhythm game going around. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Is that a pun? Is that a beat pun? Like music? I don't know. So yeah, Unbeatable is a game. Oh, well that's a great name for a rhythm game. Unbeatable? Unbeatable, look at that. Okay, rhythm, anime, female protagonist, music, 3D. It's an adventure game. Okay. Cool, yeah, this is a roguelite. This is made by, I believe, the developers who showed off Nergy to us a while ago. That was, like, really good. Still looking forward to that project getting wrapped up. But they reached out last week asking for some thoughts on Strychnine, that their demo is up. So looking forward to checking this out. I have not really participated in this genre, this wave of, you know, a rhythm-based non-rhythm games, in a sense, right? Like, I'm very used to, you know, Guitar Hero and all that sort of stuff. I'm not used to combining this into anything. I never have played Crypt of the Necrodancer or anything. As much as it's been on my wish list for years, and I see it go down to sale for like $2 every now and again, and I'm like, well, do I really want to do that right now? Probably not. I got some other stuff I'd rather be playing. So this is going to be totally new for me. I'm really looking forward to it. I've wanted to get into a game like this for a while, and I'm curious to see how Strychnine kind of goes for it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start in with our menu analysis like we always do. Hey, there's Sundown. Good to see you, buddy. How are you? Welcome in. How's the prototyping going? To start off with the menu screen, really interesting here, right? It's definitely setting up a vibe. You polished and released it last week? What? Alice trying to walk. Wow. Oh, huge milestone, Sundown. That's great. Can you post a link too? That'd be great. Tell you right away that the main menu made me expect a very different look for the rest of the game. Interesting. Yeah, it's very much got like a retro futuristic sort of perspective, very sci-fi, you know, almost Dune in a way. The thumping and bumping as if it were a speaker, I think is pretty clever. And as always, we spend a lot of time in the menus, so we start to kind of like feel different ways than most consumers are going to. Monsters and mazes. There you, hey, you're at a 4.8. Nice, dude. Way to go. That's phenomenal. Congrats. Amazing game. The game is so fun. The community is amazing, and I remember playing back in the alpha with everybody, and it was such a fun experience, and then playing it today as it released, and it is just such an amazing time because of how many people play and enjoy the game. I don't think there's anything we could make it bad. I've played a lot of games with someone as a monster, but this game makes it feel scary, and when you're the monster, there are many cool features to make it funner. Very cool. Dude, congrats. That's awesome. So yeah, with that note, like, we spend a lot of time on the menus. We start to notice and feel things that don't really, no, don't feel sorry for Derail at all. I asked for the link. That's super rad. We love sharing each other's successes. So here, I like the speaker effect on the screen here, but we have the background stretching, right, from a center point. and then the text is bopping up and down instead of also expanding out. My guess is expanding out might make it a lot harder to read, but we do have this kind of different sort of directions in how it functions. So the screen is popping out, and then the text is going up and down. So it's just a little bit odd, probably not that big a deal. Interesting how I think the menu options are bouncing less than all the other UI, which actually I think makes a lot of sense so that you can read that better. I actually think that's quite clever. Hey, Mothman, good to see you. Welcome in. We have our sort of tutorial tooltips down here. I almost want them centered, just because with them in the corners, it does anchor things down, but we don't have anything in the upper corners over here to kind of complete that square box illusion. So we have everything center aligned, and then these are just kind of oddly off to the sides. Not a huge deal. There's probably some better ways to do this. I'd probably look at like video game UI database to explore like how are other people displaying these prompts in a way that doesn't feel quite so in your face. Yeah, that stark black and white, right? Which once again, we do talk about don't use pure black or pure white, but I don't think this is pure black. I think that's kind of a charcoal. I do think this might be pure white. Not on the text, I don't think. I don't know. I might be wrong on that. It's very close. But it's also a sci-fi look. We always say that like sci-fi is a good place to use black and white because it feels artificial. So, you know, maybe introducing some transparency or chunking them together would help kind of reduce the distraction there, but it's not a huge deal. All right. One other big thing that we're kind of missing here. I like the vignette on this piece, but we are missing a little bit of foreground. Excuse me. In this sense, in my sort of interpretation of it, the computer here is the midground, and then the menu is actually the background, which is kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind something a little bit further in the background. I wouldn't mind something in the foreground here, maybe like a chair silhouette or something just to really bring us smack dab into that space, into that world. I love the old font for this. I tried to find something similar here, and I did not have a font loaded up that would match that. I really looked, though. So apart from that, we've got very basic font choice for the menu. Once again, it's legible. It makes sense. It does feel a little bit different from all these others in a slightly non-intentional way. But it is a demo. Maybe that will be refined later on. Or, you know, a very viable thing is just to say, we don't care. It's the main menu. Let's get to the game. Okay, I got a potted cactus for the foreground. I love it. Or like a little tchotchke hanging from a rear view mirror or something. So I got a little modal pop-up, like a Windows alert pop-up. The demo of Strychnine is a pre-release build and may contain bugs, unfinished content, and features that could change. Progress may not carry over to the final game. This reeks to me of like, we didn't have enough time to build a UI for this, so we're just going to throw a Windows alert. What happens if I hit X instead of OK? Just moves forward. Okay. Once again, demo, it's fine. It's just very surprising. I would expect that to not be in the game, or for them to go, I forget which game did this. The one with the little kid with the light bulb. Where that becomes like a very recurring feature throughout the game experience, which would also make it kind of hard to stream. Okay, photosensitivity warning. Contains flashing lights. Has been identified to potentially trigger seizures. So, you know, maybe take it easy if you're subject to that sort of thing. Hello, Unit 999. You've been scheduled for deployment. Please head to the training labs for a refresher. That is all. So that was super fast. For me, it worked. I have done text that moves kind of fast before and shown it to people, and they said, hey, we're never going to be able to read that. We have dyslexia. And they got very frustrated at the very beginning of my game because of that. So something to be aware of. Maybe add in a way for people to manually push past it or not. Just something to be aware of for accessibility. Okay. It's interesting when I, like... Yeah, you can see sometimes when I swap direction, like my momentum is still going in the opposite direction that I'm facing when I move. Like there. See that? Like I take a step backward while I'm facing a certain direction. Okay. That's probably going to be a little bit difficult for me. We'll see how it kind of bears out in practice, though. Oh, I can't do anything with the big red wheel? Okay. Okay. Oh, we're definitely getting... Oh, I wonder if that's why we're getting the momentum thing, because we're getting a speed boost on the beat, and maybe that's what was happening, because it wasn't happening every time. That might be what it is. Moonwalking mouse, yeah. New weapon unlocked, BB Bangs. Basic dual pistols, very easy to aim and has a tendency to ricochet between targets. Rapid fires every third shot. Tendency to ricochet between targets. Rapid fires every third shot. Okay. Cool. Sunny and Jumbo, stop horsing around and focus! Strick. Scales with bullet sequence and chain. So UI here, I really like a lot of this. This yellow on white, that's not going to pass accessibility muster. That is very low contrast, very hard to read. But I do like the pill idea, and I like the pills down here. I love that we're specifically calling out what will scale with this. That's a big struggle I have. Like I was playing Nine Kings recently, and like a ton of things there scale non-intuitively. Like you have walls you can put around your castle, and then you have a building you can put down that boosts the hit points of units, like an orchard or a forest that boosts the hit points of units next to it. But it will also give bonus hit points to the wall, because I guess that's technically a unit. Like it's really weird. I don't know. So I'm a big fan of this sort of thing. I like the Zulta over on YouTube. Good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. This diamond here, I always like that, you know, kind of rotating it, just a simple square, 45 degrees, really helps create something visually interesting. Creates this feeling of sort of danger, very suitable for weapons and power-ups, things you want to draw a lot of attention to. Putting it in the bottom right is a little bit weird to me. I might, you know, at the very least put it in the upper right so it's more in line with the title. Or, you know, make it really big and have it be like, you know, this big, right? Like take up this whole space here and push the text off so it really takes a lot of that hierarchy space. And then we have equip. Oh, this is SPC, space. I thought it was SPT for a long time, and I had no idea what that was going to be. I'd spell out space. It's not that long and would help with eligibility. I think you mean legibility. Yes, I totally agree. I was just going into the same thing. 100%. Especially given this font, it's a little hard to read. So getting some extra letters in there could help the ability to read them. Now, I will say as well, let's take a look at typography here. We have... Let's see, are these different font families? No, that S is the same. So we just have very different, wait, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different typographic styles here. So something we could do, in fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. If we have time, I'd like to dive in and see what we can do typographically here. So it's generally a good idea to try and crunch down to 2 to 3 typographic styles. Not always. You can definitely get away with more, but when you start expanding beyond that, it's very hard to make it look cohesive. So you know, I get that the quote is trying to be called out as different. Like I understand a lot of the choices here, and I honestly don't even think that it's bad. It's definitely not bad. But I think it's at a point where it's pretty good and could be elevated even higher to become something very tight and cohesive. I think it's kind of getting to that point. If it just had a little bit more refinement, we might explore that a little bit, and you can all laugh at me for not being able to do it. Misspelled so badly the autocorrect took a shot, yeah. All right, calibrate your input latency. Okay, this makes sense. Diamond should fill and turn blue in sync with the beat. Do some hits until you consistently get perfects. Increase the offset if you're hitting too early. Decrease if you're hitting too late. Okay, all right, feeling good. Escape? but I have one of two. So is it going to take me to another screen? If so, escape feels like I'm going to close this whole thing. Stuck in meetings, but at least I can do something productive for the stream. Hey, Prodigal. Hat Tower, you got it. And Foolbox with the raid. Welcome in, Foolbox. We are checking out Strict 9. Hope you're doing well. Where are the hats? You're so lucky that Prodigal's got you. Welcome in, Foolbox. Welcome in, Raiders. Let's get some hats going. All right, we'll kick it off with Cthulhu hat. 1, 2. Oh. We'll go a bit of a different route today. 3, 4. There we go. And then 5. Everyone go follow Foolbox. I'm sure everyone here already does, but he is making some great stuff. Made the lovely block shop, which we've showcased on the channel a few times, and is working on a very cool new incremental project, which is really exciting. Go follow him. How was it? How did it go, Foolbox? Welcome in, Tricky Lady DB9 Dreamer, Trevron. Good to see you, folks. Knew y'all wanted them, so I got it for you. Welcome in, welcome in. We are checking out Strict 9. You can find the link in the pinned to the top of the chat, which is a rhythm-based roguelite. The developers reached out wanting some thoughts. We've been kind of talking about typography, visual layout, hierarchy, all that fun stuff. We have yet to actually do anything in the game, really. Not enough hats. Well, you know, maybe someone will add some more. All right, so we talked about how escape is a little bit weird if we're like going to next, the next screen, 1 out of 2, like 2 out of 2. We'll see what happens. Okay, yeah. Escape is a little bit awkward for that interaction. I get that A and D are being used for controls. It's still a little bit awkward. There's probably another way to do that. Why'd you say my name so sad, but the others all excited? What did I... No, not sad at all. No, not at all. Just warming up. It was good to see you, Tricky Lady. I don't remember you. I'm so sorry if you've been here before. But it is so good to see you. Oh, the Grey Took got picked. Okay. So the problem is I think the Grey Took got kidnapped by children. So I'll sub you out for a pretty sun hat. How about that? Does that work? Does that work? Hurt me horse. Oh gosh. No, it is a pleasure to have you here, Tricky Lady. Thank you for being here. Control scheme. Before selecting, try placing your right hand on the keyboard layouts. The right hand? Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. J-I-L and space? I guess we'll do that. This kind of feels like maybe we're supposed to do, like with a controller. Mix up by saying, I don't remember you. How does that make it better? I'm so sorry. Okay. Cool. I mean, this is feeling good. I'm liking the way that the bullets are ricocheting and everything. That's really rad. I like that we got our diamond UI down there. Also, the diamond echoing in the beat and in the character. We got the character breaking the frame, which is a great way to make something feel more dynamic and interesting, right? Bring the character out of the frame. Misfortune made me laugh, though. Shoot. Oh, good to see you guys. Fair fists. Mobility. Boxing gloves with metal weights hidden inside. Best used with jumping punches? I beat him, boss! I beat him far and square! Skills with melee, area, and elusive. Okay. Okay, so we got our dodge on space. Sure. But it also is a big punchy punch. Okay. Oh, okay. Space is a big one. Jeez. The only weird thing about this is that, like, we don't get a lot of audible feedback on the weapon usage, which makes sense because you don't want to override the beat, but it does feel a little bit odd. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, man. Gather rave frags to fill the meter. Oh, it's such a slow beat. That mouse is jacked. Yeah, that's a... Oh, and it's got a bola? And then another one. What is that? Dude got a wrench? Oh, rave on! Rave dramatically enhances fire. So it's a stim. It's a super mode. Okay. We're definitely shooting lots of bullets right now without me using the bullets at all. I've just been dashing this whole for the past while. Oh, we got a boss. Okay, so there is some amount of auto aiming, but it doesn't seem like its radius is very wide. I don't think we've taken a hit yet. And it feels like we don't get penalized for doing something out of sequence. Okay. Oh. Phase 2, of course. Already took a hit. Everything's fine. Okay, I'm going a little bit silent here. Yeah, like, I think this is all working, just the audible, missing the audible feedback of like, oh, an enemy is charging its weapon. Like, it's really forcing them to rely on the visual feedback. And it just feels a little bit weird for me, but I wonder if that's just because I'm not very familiar with this style of game. As we mentioned at the beginning, I've done a lot of Guitar Hero and stuff, and Rock Band and everything, but not necessarily this sort of roguelike adventure infusion of it. Hey, Indie Maniac, good to see you, friend. Welcome in. Oh my gosh. So slow. So am I like out of the tutorial? Is this an actual run now? Oh, it's so slow. What happens if I just... Okay, so there is a bit of a cooldown. I can't just jam on it. This is interesting because the more hectic the song is, the more damage opportunities you get, right? So difficulty scaling will also directly influence your ability to deal with the situation, which is actually a really interesting dynamic. Like, I can definitely fire faster than the beat, but I'm trying to hit the beat so that I don't... Oh dear. So that my shots are maximized. But if the beat were going faster, then I could get a lot more shots out at peak efficiency. So that's an interesting dynamic. Okay, I'm waiting for more like roguelike side of things. I get that there's the rave meter, but I kind of keep expecting experience or pickups or something to level up my character. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Welcome in. I'm gonna blame that armor hit on you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. It's good to see ya. All right, enjoy your lurk, Prodigal. Okay. Kind of getting the hang of it. I'm definitely ready for the roguelite aspect to kick in. Oh, okay. So we're getting... Yeah, sick. Okay, definitely getting irregular beats going on. Cool, I like that a lot. I was definitely getting into a bit of a habit with the beat, and that was lovely to switch it up, make it feel like I do have to actually pay attention. All of a sudden, the UI at the bottom started making a whole lot of sense because it's giving you a more zoomed out view. Makes sense. I turned off the music. I didn't turn off the music. What do you mean, did I turn off the music? Is there supposed to be more music? DA Buster, mass-produced hand cannon needs to be primed before every shot. Precise timing causes it to penetrate infinitely. Okay. Let's go, says Jumbo. Okay. Yeah, but I've got everything up, right? Is it just really quiet? Could turn it up more. Yeah, I think that, I think this is all just the default audio options. I don't think I changed any of that. Okay. L. Okay, so it's just, it's not a hold-in charge like I would have expected. It is just, got it. Every other beat. Got it. Alrighty. So yeah, the variance here makes it so that you do have to actually pay attention to the song, which is great. I will say the distortion happening around my character is making it kind of hard to figure out how close these things are, and it's making me want to just look at the bottom. This feels kind of like what John Romero might make if he were starting to make games again. You know, starting his career over in today's world. Oh gosh. Yeah, and the different songs having different beat patterns might... That's really interesting because the songs then become a very integral part of how you play your character. Like, some of them, like, this is full-on machine gun mode, go ham, right? But other ones, like this pulsing pattern, you might say, oh, I'm getting 3 beats. Maybe the charging one isn't as effective because I'm gonna end on an oddly charged state. So yeah, like during machine gun mode, I might want to swap to blasting, but then I also have to keep in mind, oh, darn it. Okay, that's my first actual damage. You got to keep in mind what you're actually facing. So that's really interesting. So it's not just what does my character have, what is the match throwing at me, but also what is my song gonna be conducive towards? Really interesting dynamic there. Untampered rave magnet. Standard industrial equipment that allows efficient rave frag mining. Modified to also fire missiles when used. Okay. 'Cause why not? Sure, Broco. Okay. Nice. Okay, so this is my stand in one place, blow up the screen, and magnet. There we go. Oop. There we go. There's the beat. So I'm not getting any more missiles out of the magnet. Is that because I'm not... so it only blasts out missiles when you pick up a fragment. Woo! That was intense. Off. Yeah, as the game goes, I'm spending more and more of my time looking at the bottom rather than my character, especially when the beat changes. And I'm just kind of keeping an eye out of the corner of my eye for red lines, roughly hitting the center of the screen. Just heard the armor up sound. That's good. Okay, I was wondering, did I get hit? Whoa! I have no idea what's going around me. Wow, stage complete grade E? E is for excellent, right? A regular! So good to see you, friend. Welcome in. All right, take care, Foolbox. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you had a really great stream. Thank you, everyone, for coming over with our good friend, Foolbox, and have a great rest of your morning. Press any key to enter the hideout. The crew runs shops in the hideout. Go to Sunny to buy new weapons. All right, this is... I'm still waiting for a bit more roguelite. Like, I feel that it's here. Like, I'm seeing all these tags and everything, and I feel like it's coming, and I just haven't really reached it yet. Oops. I meant to just select that. Okay. Tank Buster fires a barrage of bullets towards the enemy with the highest health. Sounds good? Sure. Go to Maiden to sort your loadout. Oh, so we're not... Okay. So we're not getting random weapons in the run. We go in with a particular loadout. Okay. How do I... Okay, there we go. There's a barrage of bullets towards the enemy with the highest health. Okay, this menu is a little bit awkward to navigate. Brittany, uncanny ancient prototype rebuilt by Proco. Automatically repeats its attack when switching to a different weapon. Oh! Oh! Attacking thrice before switching, it triggers agility. I don't know what agility is. I wish there was like some sort of tooltip I could do. But if I go in here, okay, so... Equip is a little odd. So, this flow might be a little bit strange. I mean, this game, you pinned the link? Yes, we did. Yes. When I move up to BB Bangs, I kind of expect this preview to change to BB Bangs, right? So I know what it is that I'm looking at. And then equip, I kind of expect to be the end state. Like, equipping, I'm done. So when we came into this screen, I got really confused until I figured out, oh, we're putting in, like, our moves, like our modifiers. Okay, got it. I don't know what green to yellow means. Maybe it'll make sense as we go forward, I'm sure. Cooldown 6 beats. Okay. So now we have unequip and back. And there's not like a finalized, yes, this is my thing. Oh, okay. Change weapon, modify weapon. And then current equip. Okay. So this is maybe a part of my confusion around the hierarchy. Current equip is like the parent category of these, right? You go from parent equip to change weapon. And then change weapon and modify weapon are sequential, right? So yeah, I feel like some UX flow reworking might be beneficial there. Once again, this could just be me being weird. I'd be curious to see how other people interpreted it. And maybe everyone just like gets it just fine and it's like not a big deal and I'm just the weird one. Followed for the mustache, not the sad pronunciation of my name. Lurk can work on some on my biology course. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Tricky Lady. Appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. And also, Nick B Dog, thank you for the follow as well. I believe I missed that. Thank you to both of you. Appreciate you. Mothman clearing the hats. Ah, there they go. Thank you, Mothman Centaur. How's our hat hair today? Is it? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We'll fluff it back up. All right. Thank you, Mothman Centaur. Good to see him. Okay, so I almost wonder if current equip even needs to be there, right? Because if we go back, then this is just loadout, right? Like current equip seems synonymous with loadout for me. And we don't need any of these tabs here. And then when we go in, then we can surface this sort of tab layout. Like because it is definitely sequential, right? Like I cannot modify BB Bangs without equipping it, right? So you have to have it equipped in order to modify. So I don't even know if we need this hierarchy at all up here. It could just be a central title or put it underneath loadout, right? You're in the weapon selection, and then you go here and then you do modify weapon. But then you would also need some way to like finalize here if we went that route, which I don't think would be a bad thing. Just say like, yes, confirm, right? And then it takes you back to the loadout and then you can back out. Thoughts? Ah, those are beats. I thought they were like, I have a question. Cool. Got it. Cool. This feels fun. So what I want to see... Okay, I wanted to see if the tooltip would like automatically flip for me. Looks like it doesn't, but I do like that the tooltip shows up. That's gonna make a world of difference for me. We'll take note on the menu UX. Yeah, you're very welcome. And once again, could totally just be me. Could 100% just be me. I'd be curious to see how other people reacted to the menus. As with everything UX, there's not really a this is the right answer. There are a lot of potentials, and with everything game dev, it's all about... God, it's so hard to talk and play this game. It's all about opportunity cost, right? So it might not be worth the time it takes to go back and revise something. Totally fair. Those are all the trade-offs we have to make as developers. The like loadout, the being able to blow things up with our modifier and everything, very cool. That's like the most exciting part of the game I have seen so far. Is, oh, okay, I can see how this is going to start getting really wild over time. But I do definitely want to be seeing more of that faster. Cool. That felt good. Nice. Getting into the habit, kind of figuring out my loadout, how to use it efficiently. Good moments in the song to be trying to pull off cool combos. I can see how that's going to be really pivotal later on and have a very high skill cap over time, both in build making and in execution. So that is that's going to throw up empowerment on our like game design scale really heavily, which is great. And as well, ownership, right? Because now this is my loadout, and it's going to feel very unique to me. Sick. Meet up with your ally. Don't mind if I do. All right, hold on. Is that one enemy a Rat King? Oh, I didn't notice. I thought it was just like a weird robot or something. I can't pay attention to nearly anything while I'm doing this. It is very intense. All right, so we got bola-wielding Hulk Rat. Okay, that's hilarious. Wait, are we in like a corridor level now? I like that idea of kind of playing with the level dimensions as you go to create different thematic moments. Reminds me of the one fight scene, and I forget which movie it was, but it has the main character just running horizontally through a hallway, and you kind of see like a cross section of it, and everyone's in silhouettes. And it's one take while he just wails on this gang of people, and it's a very striking scene. So I love that idea of, hey, here's your buddy, we're gonna do a cool even just aesthetic section of the game to highlight that this is something special. But I will say, like, right now I'm getting less roguelite than I am extraction. Definitely feeling powerful. Like I am not really feeling the need to use my charging up ability, because my primary with its combo is just like blasting away crowds. Trying to work in a bit more of the magnet. Wow, I'm feeling amazing. I am become death. Awesome. That was a great little section. That felt fantastic. I loved that. Hey, Endo, good to see you. Oh, Karzas, I'm so sorry. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. That's odd that Rat Kings have come up twice in 2 separate streams I've been watching. That's hilarious. Destroyer Worlds. Yeah, no, that felt great. So we've got 2 buddies now. It's interesting this time, like with no beats at the very start. I kind of don't know what to think about. Oh, snap. We are getting pushed forward. I see. Oh gosh, it's not all in one direction. It's not an auto scroller. I mean, it is, but not in just one direction. Oh, that's so tricky. I like that a lot though, actually. I like that it is really, really engrossing. You are being very forced into engaging with the world. This is not a Vampire Survivors where you're going to be able to just... Oh, gosh. Ah. You're not going to be able to just set up your build and sit still and leave it overnight in endless mode. And farm up meta progression, right? Like, You need to be incredibly actively engaged. Oh, I lost my big multiplier. Whew. This is intense. Get some missiles going. Okay, we're swapping directions again. Oh, God. This is great. I'm having a really good time with this. Ouch. My only real complaint that I've got right now is I'm not feeling the roguelite in the run so much. Like, I'm not having any in-run progression, which I guess may not be a bad thing, but it is definitely a different mental model than I went in expecting. Woo! Okay, all right. I guess like the in-run progression we're getting is our allies, but it's not a choice that I'm making. It's not affecting my character, so it feels a little bit strange. I'm curious to see how like future runs will feel. Oh God, we're still doing this. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Golly. Brutal. And the music really shifts up on you. Oh, gosh. Brutal. This is such a weird beat. What is happening here? Oh, gosh. I think I just got something good. Oh, sheesh. Sometimes I will say that the rave activation feels like I'm getting hit by something. And I think a lot of it is the sound effect, and it feels like there's like some sort of red flash. Could be wrong on that. Maybe that's like red for rave, but also we have a lot of red danger language here. Whew. Okay. All right. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Get out. Get out. Get out. And the rave is very high pitched, which kind of sounds like an I'm in danger scream. Jeez. Hey, Alamod, good to see you. Welcome in, friend. I'm really bad at playing this game and paying good attention to chat. Like, this red flash makes me feel like I am in some sort of danger state. Like, my shield is down or I'm taking damage. You get into a flow and it's like, I don't even notice what is happening on the screen. I don't even notice the arrows. It's just like you really get into the flow of it and you just start moving. It's really good at generating that flow state. Hail the Conqueror. Hey, Fox All Games. I just saw your stream and decided to check it out since the last time I saw you was more than almost a year ago. Oh man. How's everything doing? I hope it's doing well. It's my first time on your Twitch. Thanks so much for hanging out. No, it's going really well. Yeah, we've been doing it's not 3 a.m. on a weekday. Yeah, we've been doing evening streams because I got a job. We got to a point where just needed to take a step back a bit from the stream, and we found employment. So that's all going great. So I'm doing a lot of evening streams my time, which unfortunately does not line up with a lot of our previous viewership. So, you know, we've cut down a bit, but I'm on vacation today and tomorrow, so we're getting some streams in. This is the lovely Strychnine. I'm actually having a really good time with it. Yeah, a rhythm-based roguelite. My first, like, rhythm-based non-instrument game I've ever played. Having a really good time with it. Scored more than your best in Gleambox. Okay, so what do we... Whoa! We really increased access here. Holy cow. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. Wow. Vacation time. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Heliconquer. It's been a good time. It's been a wild 6 months, but things are going well. I'm working at a place I really enjoy and doing really cool stuff with. So very happy about it. We just, so a big part of my responsibility is helping the Come and See Foundation. I don't work for them, but they're a client that I work with. And we just barely got their season 5 launch moving, and everything's going really well there. So we're really excited about that. So it's fun to work on something that is the second most watched TV show in history, and also like the most translated TV show in history. Those translations cause all sorts of struggles, but really fun technical challenges to try and overcome. Okay, so as far as the shop goes, this is a huge increase, right? We went from 1 to now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. 11 possible options to choose from. And since we're going the roguelite sort of progression, I wouldn't mind this. And this is just me, and maybe, once again, this is just for the demo. I would not mind locking this to 3, and then you can buy extra slots to purchase. Unless this is like all the moves in the game. I just feel some sort of progressive disclosure about your options would help kind of ease a player into this, because this is a ton of information all at once. It's a little overwhelming to me. The demo doesn't paste the unlocks yet. There you go. We'll paste it on next month's upgrade. There you go. I was expecting that. And then as well, I'm sure more complete background menus are in the works as well. Like, this is just a dude on a black background, but I'm sure more complete menu backgrounds are coming. Okay, what all do we have here? These are new weapons. A bunch of knives hidden under Strix's boots. The blades launch when sprinting. Okay, that's cool. Is that going to turn it into a sprint instead of a dodge? Ancient technology salvaged by Proco. Links enemies. Whenever a linked enemy dies, damage results to all other linked targets, and agility is triggered. I still don't know what agility is. Okay, Patrick. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing, friend? Oh, look at this. Wow. S++. 2.77 million. Dang. Wow. At least we're number 7. Fetching from Steam API. I might recommend for the full launch getting rid of API there. Oh, did I just crash it? No, okay. But I definitely can't access the leaderboard anymore. Get rid of API there because, like, no user cares. But, like, or even just say fetching would probably be good enough for users. What are you playing? And you have that you're doing software and game development. Yes, we are doing critique and analysis of Strychnine. You can find it pinned in the chat. I have over a decade of experience as a product designer and UX designer. I've got some experience as a game designer. People will frequently come to me and ask for critiques and analysis on their projects, and we do that to try and help them out, and we all learn as a community. So that's why it's in the software and game development. Also, Strychnine does not have a category on Twitch yet, so there's also that. At least not that I found. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but I was not able to find it. Okay. Okay, I want to get more, like, passives. Because the weapons are rad, but I'm really mostly using 2 things. So can we, like, just go hard on these 2 abilities? So now we have pointed pirouette as well. Twirl while firing piercing shots. And then we can also put this guy on there. Creates after images that rush to nearby enemies. The after images attack upon reaching their target. That sounds incredible. Wow. Fantastic. I kind of don't care what my weapons are. It feels like most of it is going to come down to the passives. I'm really curious how that's going to shake out, though. I wouldn't mind a gold indicator on here as well, so I can see like, oh, you know, I've got like 200 gold. Yeah, I can check out some other shop stuff. I only have 84, so yeah, I think I'm just dirt poor. Going to wishlist the game to help? Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate that. I'm having a really good time for what it's worth. This is just the demo build. You can go play it right now. It's definitely different than I would expect. It does feel more extraction shooter than roguelite to me. Although, you know, I could see you classifying extraction as a type of roguelite. I could see that. But so far as I am seeing so far, there's no in-run progression, which is a bit of a different shift in mental model, for me at least. I play quite a lot of Bullet Heavens. I really enjoy the genre. So I feel like I'm not too far off of the target audience and what they might expect. But definitely take that with a big grain of salt. The effects are really nice, very visual. Oh dear. Everything feels really good to use. Like, I feel very powerful. I have yet to find an ability where it's like, that feels kind of lame. Ooh, I missed the last one there. I'm still trying to figure out, like, what's my penalization for getting a beat wrong? Because it feels like the combo score is largely based off of kills without getting hit, instead of strict adherence to the beat. Oh boy. That's fantastic. That's correct. Scores based on kills. Hitting the beat gives more firepower. Okay, so like, if I want to get to the top of that leaderboard, I do not have to hit all the beats. I want to not get hit by bad guys. That's the hit that I care about. If I am like gunning for score. Thank you for clarifying these things for us, by the way, Mike. I think I've found if I do yellow, yellow, green, I will inevitably trigger all my combos. Throwing some magnets. jeez. Feels fantastic. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Let's go ahead and pause while the ad runs out. Oh my gosh. Endo, thank you so much for that subscription. Really appreciate that. And your hat, sun hat with a bow. You got it, my friend. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh. Woo. All right. The notes remind me of using a hunting horn in Monster Hunter. Interesting. I see. I've never used that weapon in Monster Hunter. I haven't played very much Monster Hunter at all. I really want to. I own the most recent one, and they've done a lot of fixes for the PC version. I need to get back into it. So flashy, but the problem is Joe cannot speak. He has to focus like no one's business. It's very true. This is a very, very attention-heavy game. Green, green, yellow, pink is how we answer the phone. Alamod, welcome back. It's really heartwarming to see you enjoy it, Joe. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm having a really good time. We'll have to do like an actual like analysis breakdown at the end here, but I'm having a really good time. The upgrades, I think, are going to make it so that I will continue having a good time. My only concern is with the lack of in-run progression, I wonder how similar each run is going to feel. Is there going to be a reason for me to swap out my build, or will I eventually find just a build that works and I just run with that? And that might be fine, because maybe by then you spent like 20 plus hours in the game and you've got your money's worth, and like that's it. That's good. I don't know. I'm curious to see what the sort of recurring meta loop is. All right, take care, Prodigal. Thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate you. Queen Anne, how's it going? It's going very well. This game is quite enjoyable. It's a rhythm roguelite, where, boy, if you thought Vampire Survivors gave you dopamine hits, have I got an experience for you? Nice, we got the power up. The orange barrier there made me think that I could like go through it because I could see everything now. Magnet. Still not using the charge up at all. Like, I'd want to try exploring maybe some builds around that. Ooh. Once again, I do really like the idea of the music pacing your ability to react to the situation. I think that creates some very interesting moments when like tons of dudes show up on the screen and I don't have any beats. And I have to kind of think creatively. How do I get out of the way? How do I dodge? What do I, throw out in a diminished form to try and deal with this threat? It does create some interesting little pacing moments in a run. And I do really like that. I can totally understand why you said seizure warning on this, by the way. I'm sure that there will be some accessibility options for that in the full launch. Woo! All right, we're doing good. We're at over 1 million score. Oh dear, oh dear. See, like right now, like I have to kind of deal with this situation, but I don't have any beats to like improve my dashes or anything. What is this beat? Okay, now... Oh my gosh. Oh, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Hey, Daniel Pancake. How are you, friend? Welcome in. So good to see you. How's life been? Oh gosh, get out, get out, get out, get out. Gosh. Not you, Daniel. My character. Get out my character. And like we haven't seen a boss again yet. We saw a boss in the tutorial and then like we haven't ran into anything again. Another thing I wouldn't mind is having a general understanding of how long a run is going to be and like how far through it am I. I understand some games like to withhold that information for pacing purposes, but I always really appreciate that sort of information when it's here, especially in a bullet heaven where, you know, I don't have the understanding of I'm progressing through a level. It's kind of just like blow things up until some condition is met. Oh gosh, that was bad. So without an understanding of where you're going or how long it's going to take, it can start to feel a little bit aimless. Oh, great ass! What's up? Yeah, so like when you're writing a novel, for example, right? One of the biggest things that people always start to lose interest in is when they feel like the characters aren't really progressing towards anything, if the story isn't moving along in a certain direction or not. So a timer like Vampire Survivors brought in helps with that, or like, oh, I know that there's like a boss, or like a timeline of enemies and then like an icon for a mini boss, and then enemies and an icon for a mini boss, and then icon and then the boss, right? All those sorts of things help to allow the player to feel like they're making momentum through something. The beats are at a static location and on the player character. Yes, and I find myself using both actually in the middle of a run, especially when things get really hectic on the screen and the beat switches up. I'll take my eyes off of the character and go down here. This would be a really interesting game to have eye tracking software on. I go down here and start trying to match the beats, and I just keep like in my peripheral vision any reds in the center of the screen, and if there is, then I try and move away, and if they're staying there, then I dash. And it seems to be working all right. Defended your thesis last week. Daniel Pancake, congratulations. How many faculty members did you have to slay to defend your thesis? What weapons did you use? Huge congratulations. Major rite of passage. Pacing seems really top-notch. I think it would be easy to have you kind of go at a faster and faster pace until you die and then call that, but there are periods of rest. Yes. Yeah. Very good call out. Medium speed things too. I think that's ultra important for a game like this. Absolutely. Goodness gracious. We've talked about that sort of a thing a lot. I'm so glad you're bringing this up. What if we go, let's see. I'm trying to find my Figma file that has kind of discussion around dramatic pacing. Let's see, where's our analysis page? There we go. Here we go. Oh, Chrome, come on. Here we go. Oh, is it maybe here? Oh, goodness. All right. Well, in any case, you know, if you have your time here, right? And then this is intensity. You might think, especially as a beginning game designer, not that I think anyone working on this project is, because obviously they're displaying quite a lot of proficiency in many different regards. But for, a learning opportunity for everyone else, beginning game designers might think, okay, maybe start off a little slow and then like really ramp up and then you're going to stay there the rest of the game, right? But intensity, yeah, that is like very fun and it helps you enter into a flow state, but it also creates emotional exhaustion and physical exhaustion. So if we change this to be like, pink or something, and then this is blue. Sorry, this is terrible contrast. I apologize. I hope you all can read it. Let's go to our fuchsia color here. This exhaustion, we're going to start off very low and then and it doesn't stay level. It keeps on going up. In fact, like is going to asymptotally kind of reach a limit here, right? So you don't want that. Clearly. Instead, what these rest periods allow is time for your brain to recuperate. So it kind of goes low and then it'll spike up and then you kind of hit this big thing and then it'll go way back down for a little bit. In fact, you don't even get any beats. There's almost no intensity other than maybe dodging a few things and then it'll climb back up and then go back down, right? That allows for that time for the player to say, okay, oh my gosh, because your exhaustion might spike above the intensity, but before it gets too high, it can come back down. And it's probably not going to go all the way back down, but then, you kind of keep on going like that. Just got kind of above the curve. Very, very good. Also creates peak moments of memory. People don't tend to remember lots of things you might expect they would remember. What they remember are beginning, middles, and ends, but also moments of high emotional intensity. So if everything is high intensity all the time, surprise, your game's going to be less memorable. Because you can't remember all that. But what you can remember are these peaks of moments. So very, very good design. Very good design. My only weapon was my tongue and a good presentation. Good for you, Daniel Pancake. Big congratulations. Intensity equals anxiety symptoms. 100%. Yeah. I don't know why we have the lull there, but it's 100% true. We were able to do that because our musician is heavily involved in the design process. Nice. It feels that way. It doesn't feel like, just random music you found or licensed and are putting it in. And that does feel very important. I was going to say, this feels like it's not the sort of game where you're going to be able to bring your own music into. And I know that's going to be a downside for a lot of people. I see people making these discussions all the time online of like, hey, how do I want a game I can bring my own music into and jam. This is not going to be that game for better and worse, right? For worse, they're not going to be able to do that. But for better, you get to have that experience really tailored to creating those moments. And I think that's a very good choice. I want to start exploring some other stuff here. Creates a rift that pulls enemies in a wide radius towards a point in front of you. That sounds fun. Break one point of shield to deploy a kinetic field and immediately force out a shorter rave state. Oh, I don't know why force out is hyphenated. The kinetic field accelerates the cooldown of your DA moves. And that's what these are. DA. I don't know what DA stands for, but I'm tinkering with a YouTube video script right now on level design. It seeks to link pacing to difficulty. Nice. I can't wait to see that. Dermo, good to see you. Welcome in, my friend. How are you? Still alive. I'm so glad to hear that. Next 3 uses of charged tagged weapons do not need to be primed. This effect is forfeited if not used within 9 beats. Interesting. So you do that, and then you're kind of committed. Unstable territory creates a field that makes you elusive after 3 beats, or when you leave the territory, the field explodes, damaging nearby enemies. Good. That was sounding very non-interesting until all of a sudden very interesting. For the next 9 beats, any form of movement causes violent tremors that damage nearby foes. That sounds fun. Let's grab these. All right. And I know there's like weapons. Let's do another run and then maybe start exploring some other weapons and start toying around with different loadouts. Reckless Rave and Unstable Territory seem fun to work together. For the next 9 beats, in form of movement. Okay, so I get the feeling this is going to start going bananas. Alamod, thank you so much for that hydrate. Appreciate you. Yay, Memphis, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. Finally found some work, and I'm adjusting to the new rhythm. Oh, huge congratulations, Dermo. I've been going through that myself. That must be a huge relief. And then find the time to finally start working on Mind Hoarder and Dungeon by Candlelight again. Awesome. I can't wait to see more of Dungeon by Candlelight. I remember that one. That was great. Excuse me. Yeah. I really want to see that in a more finished state. When we tried it, it was in the state it was in for the game jam, and I wasn't able to really explore it, but I could tell there was something really exciting there. Okay. So that's that, and then we want space. Ooh. That's a long cooldown. 2, 3. Okay, so we broke a shield in order to... Also, did that give us a shield? Wait, hold on. Is there something in there for gaining a shield? Oh, roll bonus. See, I haven't even been looking at any of this. Roll bonuses. I don't know what a roll is in this context, so I'm just kind of mentally assuming this is bonuses. So we get an extra shield, move speed plus 15%, and bullet plus... Wow! I don't know what bullet means. If that's damage or quantity, or both. Or speed, I guess. That's huge! Roll bonuses improve all weapons and DA moves with matching tags. That's a whole new section to the building here. Wow. Okay. Okay. That's really cool. So, oh, you also got a little bit of padding issue here between the note and hitting the thing. That is really cool. I feel like this is actually architected very well visually, because I kind of ignored this for a lot of the time, and I was just focusing on the big effect. And then when I started to have more confidence in the system and understanding of it, I started to notice that again. Okay, very cool. Drink from your bow. Bullet equals number of bullets fired. Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you. Okay, so that's the unstable treads. Just, wow, that seems really good. Oh, and I'm just noticing this little thing of like, hey, if you do this next, you'll get a thing. Interesting that it's not, like, it's disconnected here, but I don't think that's unreasonable. I just never noticed it. I'm curious if I'll, like, be able to notice it in the moment of the intensity of the game. Interesting. Okay. Love the distortion effects? Yeah. All right, let's do this thing. Feeling pretty strong. I'm assuming we're not seeing any bosses or anything because this is a demo. It does say, like, at the end, hey, that's all. I'm assuming that's a demo thing, and that a full run would be a little bit longer than this. Or at least have the boss at the end of what we have been experiencing. Oh no, I'm in rave state, but with, like, no beats. Shoot. So now that I know to be on the lookout... Oh gosh. On the lookout in that bottom section for next moves, I am finding myself keeping an eye on there more often. We're definitely in a very slow part of the run, though. Ouch, darn it. The boss will be available on August or September's demo update. Cool. Love it. Being able to like force trigger Rave feels like a really high skill ceiling sort of play. Like right there, it didn't help me very much. Jeez. Sheesh. All right. Love the music already? Yeah, totally. Mike, I don't know which it is, was explaining that they've involved the composer very early on in their design process. So this is not just like music. It is tailor crafted to match the emotional beats of this game, which if you're familiar with me at all, you'll know that that is a very good way to get on my good side. Every single part of this is intentional? Wow! This must be the greatest thing ever. Still not using my charge ability at all. It looks like I'm shooting a bunch, though. It also seems like there's different levels of Rave. Like, I see Rave Finale every now and again. But I don't have a good feel for, like... My guess is that there are levels. So it's not a very solid, oh yes, I understand how this mechanic works yet. You can change the trigger style of the charged ability in advanced options if you wanted to go tap, hold, release. Oh, I definitely don't. That sounds a lot harder. But that's good to know. I'm sure some people might prefer that. Weirdos. Communists, but like some people might. Yeah, I feel like the force triggering the Rave mode is something that I need a deeper understanding of how the Rave mode system actually works and how these levels work and everything in order to take more full advantage of. Whew. I would also love some sort of a damage readout at the end. of, hey, your skills did this much, your weapons did this much, your allies did this much. I understand that might be a little hard to do in a very clear way because of how the like skill to weapon system functions, but it would be really helpful in build making. Whew, all right. Oh, bad guys. Jeez, I didn't put 2 and 2 together there. All right. Man, I cannot figure this beat out. There we go. Woo! Oh, big explosion. Jeez. All right, here we go. Get away from the explosions. Oh dear. Oh no, the building. Oh shoot. It seems like force triggering the rave while I'm in a rave either doesn't do anything or it extends the timer and I'm unable to notice. Woo! All right, another great S. All right. Love it. Woo! That is a lot of fun. That was a great game. I really like it. Like I said, the only kind of like, for me is that we don't have in-run progression, which is just kind of weird for me. Not necessarily a bad thing, just a little bit weird. All right, let's try out those and do like... Okay, interesting. So what is that doing? What is that ability doing? Void Rift. Creates a rift that pulls enemies in a wide radius towards a point in front of you. Got it. Okay, cool. Leaderboard broke. Yeah. My scores better be recorded. I want my like second or third place, whatever that is. Enemies killed by our next attack drop 1 to 2 rave crystals that are automatically picked up. Bonus points for automagic. The effect is forfeited if you don't attack within 9 beats. Interesting. Can't imagine doing that. Creates trampling pulses that erupt on every nearby enemies. So you could go like a full garlic PBAOE build. Next 3 uses of charged tagged weapons do not need to be primed. That does seem really good. But I want to go for like my trump. I want to see if I can like do a sort of PBAOE. So it's going to be charge dash charge. And then, oh, and see, now you can start like trying to sculpt these together. Like, how is one going to lead into the next one or even overlap so that they create special things? Okay. So now we're just like blasting 2 different things. And then we could drop down Void Rift and lock everyone in. Oh man, that's crazy. I can really see the build possibilities. That's wild. You could really have a lot of fun theory crafting all this together. That's very cool. I really like what you've done with the builds. Very impressive amount of control and variance and ownership there. Also want to say I'm a big fan of the shield system on the health. I think it can feel a bit arbitrary to be like 5 hits and you're dead, period, but the regen on the shields help keep small mistakes small, and bigger slip-ups do punish the player. But you still don't play recklessly because you still lose multiplier on any hit. Yeah, I agree, especially if we can have some way to like make the score impact the game's mechanics in some way, then I think that's a home run. Oh, Pixelated, thank you so much for the hydrate. Appreciate you. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into like an octalysis of this. Once again, this is not... Octalysis is not the perfect game design framework. There is no perfect game design framework. It's just one that I like. We do a lot on the channel, and I think it's helpful to have repetition on things over time. We'll probably do another game design framework at some point. Good to see you, Pixelated. Welcome in. This is Strychnine. I highly recommend checking out the demo. We've been having a really good time with it, with the rhythm-based roguelite. The build possibilities are quite outrageous, where you build your loadout. So it's a different type of roguelite. You're not going to be building your build throughout the run. You predefine it, which allows for a lot of fun stuff. So like you could go in, choose your weapons, and then you choose different combo special abilities that happen with those. And each of those combo special abilities have different passive bonuses. So they combine those two. So it's not just +1 health, 25% more bullets. It is all those things and a really cool ability. So really cool chunking together of choices. We've talked about that a lot in roguelites, especially. Usually it's been in the context of choosing which route to take. But I love this idea of chunking together different attributes to build your character around. That's a really clever way to create a lot of complexity in the decision making, but also draw down simplicity. So it draws down simplicity for people who are just starting and they're able to feel like they're making cool choices. But then if you get further in, you can start to debate, is that plus 10% to attack speed worth it for that ability when there's a better ability over here and it's going to give me less useful stats? Like, it really opens the doors up for a lot of interesting decision making. So we're going to snooze the ads here. And then epic meaning. I don't really know what the story is of this. We seem to be rats killing other rats by the droves. I like the theming. The theming is nice. I'm going to put it like right there, just because I don't really know what the plot is. Empowerment is really high. That build making is very, very powerful. You have complete control over when you trigger things. It's very clear when you can do things. Very little control is being taken away from the player. And then if you are hitting those beats, it feels fantastic. Like, you are able to supercharge things as you would like. You predefine everything early on, so that does not have the randomness being taken away from you or anything. It is just very in the hands of the player. Social influence, I'm actually going to put this a little bit higher. Normally we don't rate that very high on games like this, but because of the diversity of builds that I think are going to come out of this, there's quite a lot of potential for something really powerful here. To say, hey, did you check out my build? Or people sharing their builds online on YouTube or Reddit or anything. talking about their scores. Got the leaderboard. That's an instant boost to social influence, right? Very good. Unpredictability. I'm actually going to put this fairly low. You're defining all of your stuff before going into the game. The runs, while they were all engaging, they all felt like they could have been the same run. The only thing that changed was my predefined abilities. There's not a lot of unpredictability. There's random spawn-ins coming in. There's changes in how the map flows and everything. But overall, it was all the same enemy types, same challenges, all that sort of stuff. You did get some unpredictability with like things coming in from different angles, like the jet bikes that would rush in. You had to dodge out of the way. So that was all good. But I just wouldn't say there's a lot of unpredictability here. But here's about 5 builds to try if you want to up your score. Yeah, no, for real. Avoidance. Another hydrate. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Thank you, Alamod. The avoidance, there is definitely avoidance. You don't want to hit things. You want to keep that score up. But until that score like has some sort of mechanical impact, like it affects how much money that I get to go do meta progression, therefore be able to make better builds or anything. It's not crazy high. Like it was a bummer when I got hit, but I wasn't like, no, everything's ruined. Not a bad thing necessarily. It's just the design. Once again, high or low on this does not necessarily mean good or bad. It is just a representation of the framework of the system. So I'm gonna put avoidance kind of over here-ish. And then scarcity. There's scarcity in movement and there's scarcity in beats. There's no scarcity in your abilities other than the cooldown, which does add some scarcity. So, there's some. I didn't really feel that I was constantly short on any sort of resources or anything. There's also scarcity in how much stuff you can equip and how many abilities you can tie to that equipment. So, there's definitely some scarcity. But when I'm in the match, it doesn't feel like I'm being held back very much, that I need to go scrounging for something. It really feels like I have the tool set I need in order to win this, heading into it. Ownership. I'm going to put this kind of in the middle to high section because that build making is so strong. Really great on the build making. So far as I can tell, there's only one playable character and there's no way to like customize that character. So I don't really know anything like that. I can't like customize our little hideout here and place props and make it all mine and unique and stuff. So, those are things that would up that feeling of ownership of this is my version of the game. The builds are doing all the lifting, and it is quite a lot of lifting indeed. Accomplishment feels great. It feels really good. When you're just blasting through things, you're getting into that full rave state, you're just mowing through everything, and you're going on like instinct. You're not even paying attention to the arrows anymore. You're just going on beats. The way you've orchestrated that is fantastic. It makes me wonder if like when you get to that full set, you get way more beats that are a lot more regular. And then you don't even notice that kind of game giving you a big hand there because you're just so into it in the moment. Feels fantastic. Really great feeling of accomplishment. It's going to get even better in the full version when there's, a lack of, when there's more content, bosses, all that fun jazz. So, very, very good on that front. There we go. So let's go ahead and draw this out. Boop, boop, boop. Overall, I think this is a very strong entry. I want a lot more of everything. And I would love to see this unpredictability go up in the sense of having some form of in-run progression. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the weird one. But especially when you say roguelite, I have that very strong mental model in there. Or if we're not going to do that to at least some degree, have like different levels that I have to alter my build for, right? So if we go back to the game here, like when I leave here, there was some sort of menu to say, hey, this is your next step in the adventure. And there's going to be these random modifiers or something that would up the unpredictability. And then I might say, oh, there's going to be a ton of dudes with like shields or something. So maybe I need a lot more rapid fire. So I'm going to have to pivot off of my charge build that I've been going with and maybe go more towards shots instead, something to influence me and get me to modify my build, my expectations would go a very long ways for me. Once again, could just be me. That being said, I think Strychnine is doing really cool stuff. I would highly recommend everyone going to check out and play the demo. I think there's a lot. It's fun. Go play it because it's fun. But also there's a lot to see and engage with and learn about. I love how the musician's been brought in early, and you can see the knock-on effects on how that synergizes across the entire product. Bringing those teams in early on really helps to create a cohesive whole, and that is shown very strongly on Strychnine. Never really understood, but what does the Octalysis give you in the end? It gives you basically just an understanding. Any framework really is just going to be there to help you visualize and understand a complex system. And, you know, our good friend Gödel says you can never fully define a complex system, and that's 100% true. This is not a 100% representative mapping of everything that makes a game good. But it does allow us to kind of compartmentalize different parts and see how they work on their own and how they might interact with each other. And from there, you can make good choices, right? So, like, you can say, okay, we've got our unpredictability a little bit low. We might want to push that out. Or, you know, avoidance is kind of where we want it. We don't want to touch that. So if we're going to up, you know, epic meaning or something, or we're going to up social influence, we want to make sure that that doesn't adversely affect avoidance, right? It just gives you a visualization and a tool and a common shared understanding with the people that you're working with of what is the current state of something and what effects might happen on a system when you make any sort of change. Yeah. Does that answer the question, Foolbox? It's not like a final artifact that is, hey, now we have this thing and it is done. It is a support in making decisions. It's not like things need to be high or low, right? Because you can have empowerment very low on purpose, for example. 100%. Yeah. But it does help you to consider what is your intention and are you accurately hitting that intention, right? That for me is the big power. Because if you want that empowerment low, you now have a tool to discuss it and visualize it. And you can say, you know what, we need to up scarcity. What effect is that going to have on these other things? Once again, just a way to facilitate consideration and all that. For me, I love this sort of stuff because if I just leave it all nebulous and hanging in the air, it's really hard for me to consider a system holistically. It's really hard for me to think about what impact is any change going to make on anything, or even define it. I might just completely forget about all these things. Or it could help you say, you know what, social influence isn't very high, and like that's something that we're okay with. It helps you also to understand what trade-offs are you willing to make and everything. I don't know. That's what it's helpful for me. Makes sense on that front, kind of like an analysis snapshot to help decision making. 100%. Yeah. Yep. And you can even, and this can get a lot more intense, right? Like you could say, this is our goal state. We want it to be this. So let's try and design an experience that's going to hit those beats, right? Because we've identified a market opportunity that we think this particular orientation is going to target. As well, you can say, you can split it out by persona. So you can say, this is our starting like tutorial section where the, like epic meaning is really high and empowerment is low, and this is how it is. And then by the end, we need this to shift its pattern. We need people to change their experience into more of this sort of orientation. So how do we get from point A to point B? Through our level design, through our game design, what mechanics can we introduce over time? What do we hold back in the tutorial, right? So it just helps you to kind of visualize and plan things out. Yeah. Oh boy, we're in ads. My deepest apologies. That's going to be it for me here today. We've been going for nearly 2 hours. I'm a visual guy and it feels like the octagon wants to mean something, but it doesn't. That's what's bugging me, I think. So there's a lot more to this, and I'm doing largely very surface stuff. Like if you go to Octalysis framework by Yukai Chao, you'll see he has quite a lot more stuff about this. You can see if we scroll down, he starts to break it down like these are the right brain core drives, these are the left brain core drives. There's black hat design, there's white hat design, and making sure you're getting a good balance of all that sort of stuff. So there's like all sorts of different things about it, and I keep it at largely a surface level for the stream. that's pretty much it. So anyways, there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. He's written a couple of books on it. Once again, it's not the end-all be-all to game design frameworks, but I do find it to be helpful, right? All mental models are wrong, but some are helpful. Pixelated, thank you for the hydration. Appreciate you. Thank you. So yeah, there is some relational, positional stuff for the visual, but it's not necessary in order to leverage it for benefit. So, okay. That is Strict 9, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out. We might be back tomorrow. I'm not totally sure. I'm on vacation tomorrow. We'll just kind of see how things go. But we are definitely going to raid out. Thank you so much for the raid once again. Foolbox, appreciate you being here. Queen Anne, thank you for hanging out. Thank you all of you for being here. Alamad, Mike, thank you for sharing this wonderful project with us. Pixelated, Darmo, Nemphis, Daniel Pancake, who all has been here? Mothman Centaur was in here, Prodigal Son was here, okay, Patrick, Endo, Hail the Conqueror, thank you all of you for hanging out, Karzest as well, Irregular Human, K Hadao over on YouTube, Hail C on YouTube, absolutely great. Thank you so much for hanging out. And it's been such a great time. Indie Maniac, Trevron, Tricky Lady. If I'm missing you, I'm so sorry. We've had a lot of chats today. Zulta, DB9 Dreamer, Sundown, Cubus. Oh my gosh. Nekdos. Thank you to all of you. Deeply appreciate you. We're going to go ahead and raid out. Who should we go hang out with here today? Let's go raid to... Who should we raid to? We're actually going to go raid to someone I don't think we've ever raided to, who is Professor Ashley. She is a game research professor at the University of Utah, which has a world-renowned game design program. And she streams every now and again, not very big, but has fantastic insights. If you like my sort of content, you're going to love Professor Ashley. So we're going to go hang out with them. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. Appreciate all of you. Whew. We'll catch you next time.